Hello, hello, hello. Everybody out there in the Instagram world. Monday. How is everyone? Let me know as you're coming on where you are from, where you're listening in from, where you're watching in from. If you are watching this on replay, let me know what you're doing. Like, why not now? Why are you watching this later? I'd love to understand people's time zones and better times to schedule these lives to get more live interaction and to allow people to have access to do some live Q&A with me as well. So hello, people who are coming on board. Just going to take about 30 seconds here to allow people to join. So excited. Hey, Jen. Today we're going to talk about liberate, allowing in freedom, and on so many different levels, and how I help people do that. Some people see me as this business person who does luxury real estate or who works behind big companies who do $20 million in a month and things like that. And it's true. I've been called the secret weapon many times over in the areas of human performance, cellular health, and digital marketing, right? So I've been playing in this space since 2008. And I've really been thinking about what do I want the next 10 years to be. I just turned 41 last week, and things have been really, really good. And over the past about 5 years, I struggled with the fact that I desired more. I wanted more. And I had the guilt that went with it because life was great. Life is actually really, really good. And yeah, I wanted more. And I felt bad for wanting more. And it's like, where did that come from, right? And that's why, I don't know if you just saw my stories, I put a little meme up that talked about step one is awareness. Step one is awareness of when things don't feel good, how do we shift that? When things feel amazing, how do we allow in more of that? And let me just tell you, thanks for the hearts. It's not always going to be rainbows, butterflies, and sunshine. That's just life. We're human beings having a human experience. We are essentially, not to be morbid or anything, but we're cells and a soul. And at the end of the day, we still get to choose. And at the end of the day, our soul, God, source, universe, however you were raised, I do not discriminate. I was raised a Catholic, now I'm non-denominational. And I believe heavily in the fact that if you were planted a desire inside of you, it was meant to be yours. And I don't care if that desire was planted in your heart and you felt it when you were 2 years old, 5 years old, 15 years old. It is in your heart. Happy Monday, Christina. Hello. And at the end of the day, if it was planted in you, it is for you. So really let that settle in. If it was planted in your heart, not in our mind is very limited. Our mind is very genius, yes, very logical, but it can keep us or hold us back from what's really possible and what we desire, to be very, very honest with you. And I've done this so many times, which has actually led me into major burnout twice so far in my journey. And so today, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of where I've been and what I've done, but I have an extensive background that I can share at another time if you're interested in that. Today is about liberation, permission to set yourself free, permission to give yourself all of the tools in your toolbox, not to just to be aware, but usually people are aware that they want something and they see the lack of not having it. And then they do all these things to try to get it. It's called like the hustle and the grind, or someday when, and it never happens because there's steps in between there that are integrated, activated work within mind, body, heart, soul, right? And most of the time we say body, mind, spirit. And it's the opposite, human performance. That was my big first corporate job right out of college in my early 20s. And it was body, mind, spirit. We are physical, we are mental, we are emotional, we are spiritual. And it really should be from the top down, the foundational, the root of it all. Because if not, life gets so busy doing life, doing this, getting that next promotion, moving up to the next thing, whether you're climbing up that corporate ladder or not. And it's busy, busy, busy. And I thought I was busy before kids. I have 2 kids. One will be almost 5 this fall. The other one was 7 this fall. She just lost, actually my 7-year-old or almost 7-year-old lost her first tooth yesterday. And I had the privilege of popping it out on Mother's Day, right? Mommy duties are never off, right? We can be out on a mommy weekend with some girlfriends away from the kids, and there's inevitably a phone call. Hey, where's this at? Or can you tell so-and-so, right? So life can get busy. And then we get into the grind, and then we feel trapped. Anybody been there? I've felt trapped. I committed to something that lit me up, job, relationship, commitment of any type, right? And to myself, maybe it was a silent personal commission to myself or to God. And then I realized that's not exactly what I wanted, or this is, I've outgrown it. It's only been 6 months, or it's been 3 years, and I've outgrown this. I don't really desire this anymore, right? Anybody out there has felt that before? And then we feel trapped. The opposite of trapped is free, right? So that's why I'm calling this talk Liberate today. Permission to set yourself free. And like I said in the past, I've been doing sales my whole career. So everybody's like, oh, sales. So this whole talk about liberation is making more money. Well, money is a great resource. Money can allow so many more things into your life, into your experiences with ease. I love money, but it's not just about money. But let's face it, we got to have our basic needs taken care of, because there's money, there's richness, there's wealth, and then there's needs, there's wants, there's desires. And those words get interchanged so many times, it confuses the bejesus out of so many people. And we use them loosely. Just like when people are like, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm fine, I'm great. We're like, no. How are you? There's a difference, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, well, you really want to know how things are? Because there's this going on and this going on. And I just did this, and I just listened to this other person do a talk, and this activated me in a whole nother way. And now I want to totally just get rid of everything that I've done and burn it down and start over. That's essentially what I've been doing in the past year. I've been doing very, very well working behind the scenes for multi-million-dollar companies and brands to help them grow and get bigger, make a greater impact. And I'm like, I'm tired of being the secret weapon. I'm tired of being behind the scenes, even though I love being behind the scenes. I really do love being behind the scenes. When I'm with my one-on-one clients, half of them don't even give me testimonials because I don't ask for them. I don't need them. And I don't want people to know half the time that I'm working with them, because I want them to build this life. This is what we work on, life and business and everything they desire, without me being their foundation. They're the foundation. They're the source of their own power. I'm not giving them their power. I may activate them, but I'm not their source of power, right? That's the difference between a lot of coaches out there that'll just give you logic, learn, do. We gotta peel back the layers. We gotta peel back and keep going. Sorry, I have some things popping up on my phone. They're distracting. And so when we want to say we want to be liberated, the truth is there is strategy, there is consistency, there is intention, but what And I'm not going to spill it all today because the intention of this call today is to at least get you aware and introduce the idea. If you want the juicy pieces to all of this, I'm leading a 2-day free masterclass, which I'll talk about this at the end, next Monday and Tuesday. Next Monday and Tuesday, it's free. It's usually $555, but I am doing it free next Monday and Tuesday because this is my birthday month. And if you missed all of my opportunities to kind of work with me or be engaging with me, and all of the things I have integrated and learned over the past 2 decades, you'll have access to some of that here this Monday or this coming Monday. So a week from today. So if you miss that, DM me, I'll make sure you get the link. It's up in my highlights and my stories as well. So I'm constantly tapping in to help people get liberated. We got to tap into the foundationals, the root of who you are, the root of who you are, because you can try to change your life. You can change careers. You can be a better parent. You can decrease the busyness. But if you're not happy with who you are and you haven't gotten to the root of where this like resistance and just blah feeling is coming from, you're just going to be doing more busy things to kind of bury that feeling. And those feelings will always be there. And it doesn't matter what level of success. And those are the clients that I get the most success with, are those who have had a taste of success or have been there and they just are afraid to kind of cut ties with whatever that is to release their truth. Because at the end of the day, life is so precious, so short. There's time and there's our health. And yes, you can invest into your health, and I highly, highly, highly recommend that. But time we can never buy back. Time we can never buy back. This next 20 minutes that you're investing time with me today, I don't take that lightly. We can never buy back this time. I don't care if you're Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they can't buy back last week. They can't buy back yesterday. None of us can buy that back. Doesn't matter how much money. So what are we doing today? So we're not waiting till someday when. As the truth behind all of this is why I'm sharing it, is that until you take deep action on the blocks, on where you're giving your power away and actually claim what you want and then take aligned intentional action, you're going to keep doing what you're doing and keep getting what you're getting. It's the hamster wheel effect. And there's so much behind it. When you can put intention with energy, and this is what we're going to talk about next week, boom, major things happen. I was talking about some opportunities where I had opportunity for 5 one-on-one clients. I don't work with more than 5 one-on-one, sometimes 3, depending on the level of success they've had and where we're really diving in deep. But I had 5 opportunities open up here this first week of May. So I had some people that were graduating from working with me one-on-one, some people for 3 months, others for 6 months, some for 2 years. And it's just time to move on. Like, we still support each other and they can always come back. 5 opportunities. 2 of them were gone before I even announced it to the world. 2 of them. And both of them were people I could have never imagined. They don't follow me on social media land. Right? And we're not even really, actually one semi-connected to me on LinkedIn. And because of the work that I've integrated and activated over the past couple years, that I've been learning over the past 20 years, things are clicking. Because there are things, and I'm human. I'm just going to be honest about all of this. There are things that I've done in my past and I've taught, and I did very well. And then guess what? Life got busy. Became a mom. Life got more busy. I don't know if any of you are parents out there, but we tend to put ourselves on the back burner. Right? We'll take care of everything else first. And then once the kids are 3, or once the kids are out of our house, or once this, then I'll do this. And I get to tell you, you get to have both. You get to have both. You don't have to choose a girls' trip weekend over a weekend away with your husband or your loved one or your spouse. You get to have both. You don't have to choose between X and Y because of finances or because you don't think you have enough this or that. In some situations, it may be the truth right now, but things can change like this. And if you don't believe that, then you're going to keep getting what you're getting. Like, I can't shift your belief for you. I can only show you, and you have to feel the shift and do it yourself. But there can be immense support along the way. So like I said, I worked with coaches, I worked with companies that focus on the one thing that's frustrating them. And then as we dig deeper, it's like, whoa, it's really this, and 5 things that were frustrating them are completely unlocked. They're no longer a thing of their future. It's all in the past. So if you're one of those people that's like, I desire more, yet I feel stuck because I've made these choices and I don't know how to get out of them, and the commitments that you made have already been made, I say, so what? You can still honor your word. And these are my 4 virtues that are linked to bigger values of mine. Honoring your freaking word, which means if you commit to something and it no longer serves your soul the next day. Now, I'm not saying fear, because you're like, oh my God, I just committed to this and I'm freaking out because I don't know how this is going to happen. That's fear. That's not soulful feeling, right? But you honor your freaking word. You show up and be your best. I say do your best is what most people say. I say be your best because it's a way of being. It's not just doing things, because your being reflects on how you do things. So honor your word, be your best, make no assumptions, and take nothing personally. Those are the 4 keys to liberation. Liberation is freedom. Freedom, now we have to claim what it is for us, because freedom can be defined in so many different ways. How I define freedom for me, part of it's jumping online and committing to show up with you today. For others, is like, no way in heck do I consider that freedom. It's like on my schedule and I have to be there. Like, that's not free. I don't want to do that. But this showing up, impacting, sharing lights me the F up. It lights me the F up because I know there's a spark or a switch that's going to happen within people who listen to this, whether they're live with me today or tomorrow or 10 years from now. I know that because it's coming from here and not just what I know. And I've already put the work in, and I focused on the bullets I wanted to share today. And half of them I actually crossed out this morning after my meditation. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to talk about that. That's totally irrelevant. We need to focus on these 4 pieces here. So think about it. Think about where you are. What does freedom mean to you? Is it wealth? Is it financial? Is it living wherever you want, whenever you want? Is it having less bills? Is it having more bills, buying more homes, having more responsibility? Like it can mean so many different ways. Because I remember many years ago now, gosh, 2014, when making 5K a month with my own coaching business meant freedom. 5K a month. Now I laugh at that because I'm like, 5K a month, 20K months consistently are amazing. And still, that's not my level of wealth and freedom for who I'm standing for as a woman, as a major impactor and activator and catalyst for other people to thrive and make and do more. Make, do, be, feel, experience so much more. And so I've seen it all on both sides. I've seen it in the corporate, and I see it still today with one-on-one people, with their small businesses, with their big businesses. And just last month, one of my corporate clients, because that's another thing I do, I only take on 2 corporate clients at a time. So I have 1 opening for that. One is doing fantabulous because they just hit their first $20 million month last month in April. Huge, 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 huge. Impacting thousands, tens of thousands of lives with their health every freaking month, every month. So instead of settling, I ask you today, where do things feel like something is missing or a little stuck or not as free as you thought, because this is just where you are, but not really where you ultimately want to be. But you know, because you're 20 something years old, or you're 30 something years old, or you're 40 something years old, that those things are going to be put off because those are things retired people do, right? Or those are things you do when you have a lot of money. And it's like, okay, true. If you believe that, but what if it was different? What if that wasn't true? What if you could have both? What if you could have a successful career and be fully engaged with your kids every single day? What if you could still take all those vacations and not put it off till someday or plan 5 years in advance? Because the what if of things being a possibility and being excited about that is definitely an option. And so are the what ifs. Oh, what if I mess this up? What if this totally flops? What if I quit that and I do this and I totally fail? Now I have nothing. Yeah, that could happen too. But which one are you going to focus on? And which one are you going to put more attention into? And which one are you going to put more awareness? And I don't say do this recklessly. Please hear me out. Recklessly is not the thing here. I coach and teach people who have already had a taste of success for a reason, because I've coached people who haven't. And when they came into my world, they had the lack mentality and they hired me out of desperation. They're like, oh, you're successful. You've done this. You've done that. You can give me all the answers. Yes, I can help you understand the things, the strategies, the tools in your toolbox for you in your life, but I can't give you the answers, just like I can't give you the power because it's already within you. But if you're not willing to pull that out of you and show up every day consistently, you're not going to get there. It's just how it works. And it's not that those people that hired me, I eventually had to fire them, right? And we mutually agreed, and we're still, actually a handful of them are still really good friends of mine. They just weren't ready yet. They weren't ready to claim it. And that's what next week's about. Freedom. What is it to you? And how do you freaking claim it? Don't just decide. Claiming it is an embodiment. Claiming it is a feeling. It's claiming it is not just knowing in your head what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, but knowing what it is in your heart. And I tell people all the time, whether you're trying to find a romantic partner, start to have kids in your life, switch careers completely, go back to school if you think that's what you need, build your life first, have fun first, feel complete first, especially if you're looking for a partner. Feel complete first and love yourself first. Because if not, that person that you're looking to attract into your world, whether it's a client or a partner, is going to be attracted to that old version of you, which is not who you want to be and where you want to be in the next year or 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And live out those desires. And then once we unlock that, it allows it in easier. Because right now you have a lot of blocks, consciously or subconsciously, that you may be aware of or unaware of. And it's not just limiting beliefs. There's other blocks in your life that we're going to cover next week that we need to remove. We need to take our power back. We need to set up some more boundaries. And you're like, wait a minute, you're talking about breaking boundaries. Yeah, definitely breaking boundaries. But we need to set up boundaries to break boundaries. And that's not easy all the time. It's going to take a lot of freaking courage and a lot of freaking confidence. But is that what you want to claim? Is that how you want to live? Because I'm on a mission to impact people who want to live a big life, not just for themselves. There's enough people out there making lots of money, doing lots of things, building lots of businesses and selling them and all the things out there. And some of those people are doing some really good things in this world. Some of them aren't. I'm focusing on the ones that are doing the good things. I want to be my legacy for my children and my family. Whether anybody else knows my name in the world, I could actually care less. It's the work that I'm doing that I want to leave, and I want to continue to flow through the souls and the lives of generations to come. And I'm super excited about that. And I'm super to start sharing that so much more here, instead of being behind the scenes of those big companies, instead of being behind the scenes with my one-on-one clients. Actually invest in me and pay very, very well, but their return on investment lasts a lifetime. The return on investment is 2 to 3 to 4, gosh, tenfold at times. And sometimes it happens in 3 months, and sometimes it happens in 6 months or a year. That's just it. Rome wasn't built overnight. Your desires have been buried probably for a while. Some of them have never even spoke yet to you because you haven't tapped in to sit down and slow down and to feel what a real desire is over a freaking want or a need. And you've been living in that space of lack and need for so long that desire seems so far off, like a dream. And you can keep dreaming, but I invite you to step in and listen to your freaking truth. It wants you to have what you desire. It wants you to have a freaking epic, awesome life, as complex or as simple as you desire it to be. As complex or as simple as desired to be. Now, the point of all this, again, is to be liberated. At least set yourself free. There's a quote I used to put in my email signatures all the time, and it said, I cannot teach anybody how to do things. No. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only ask them to think or make them think. Socrates. So I kind of butchered that, but you get my point, right? So you cannot teach anyone anything. You can only make them think. You can share something. Someone like, that's a great idea. Now what are you going to do about it? Are you going to allow it to activate you and you shift your life because of that? Or are you just going to take it as a, oh, that's cool. Does it connect with me? Not really. But wow, I know somebody else that will connect with. Let me just share that with them. So I took that whole quote from Socrates and I flipped it around. It says, I cannot teach anyone anything. I can only have them deeply feel, deeply know, and trust. And usually that's the piece that people stop. Their trust is blocked by fear, false evidence appearing real, limited beliefs. They're not real. That fear will feel so real because that's how we were programmed. Things that fire together, wire together. Joe Dispenza, Andy Murphy, all my gurus and the neural network departments, Heidi Hanna, Dr. Jim Lair, Dr. Jack Rappel, all the people I've had the privilege to work with for many, many years had implanted that into my brain when I was 24, 25 years old. And it made sense to me. I'm like, oh, things that wire together, fire together. Well, if I don't want that to fire anymore, and I don't want that to be a strong thought or belief or feeling, I probably should be aware and catch that and install a new one. Because we have that choice. Think about what's holding you back right now. Is it because of your thoughts, your beliefs? And if so, where did that come from? Did it come from somebody saying something to you, the way someone reacted or didn't react to you, the way someone showed you love and attention or didn't show you love and attention? Or was it all just because of you and you made it up in your own head? That's why I said, going back to the four laws of liberation: honoring your word, making no assumptions, being your best. And there was one more, and taking nothing personal. That one I kind of do on a regular basis. And sometimes it's a very blunt way or a very unblunt way. But either way, people who know me, even if they know me as an acquaintance, know my intentions are always from a space of love, because they know the mission I'm on: to liberate, to allow and teach people how to activate and integrate, claiming their desires, living their desires, allowing it in with ease, with flow, with fun, which is another thing I'm launching here soon. EFFIT at the end of the month. It's EFFIT, EFFIT, and it stands for something. It's not just EFFIT, but if you're saying that a lot, whether in your head or out loud, you need to be in that class on May 31st. EFFIT. DM me if you want information about that too. But it's also in my Instagram highlights. So I want to wrap up today, because if you're feeling frustrated or have been, and there's some things that you want to break through and you're not sure what it is, whether it's in your business life, personal life, you want to gain a little bit more clarity, you want to gain a little bit more confidence and a heck of a lot more courage, and you want it on demand, not just for a day or two or for a project or for an interview or for going on that next first date or for figuring out X, Y, or Z. But the confidence is actually part of the courage. You can't have confidence without courage. And you have to take that consistent action. But if you don't know what you want or why you want it, you're just going to be taking action towards different things. You're going to be heading down this way when really you want to go that way. And you're going to be living out other people's dreams, other people's desires, which isn't a bad thing if you're happy. But are you truly happy? Are you truly fulfilled? Or are you just settling? And I want to give you permission to prioritize your priorities. It's going to be freaking scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. But that's just it. We can learn to start to be a little bit more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Resilience blossoms, growth blossoms, and it actually gets to be easy, and it actually gets to be fun, and it actually gets to be simple. So DM me or check out my highlights on Instagram. There is the Freedom to Claim It Masterclass. It's 2 days. It's free if you do the early bird sign up. If you want lifetime access, you can do that as well. It's $222. I have a link. It should be in the highlights. If it's not, because I did that really fast last week, DM me. I'll put it there. I'll send it over to you. This is a $555 2-day masterclass. 20 years, cellular health, human performance. You can go look at my resume. I don't even like to talk about my resume because it's my experience, yes. But I get it. Like, if you really feel good and something was turned on within you and you do want to see more, you can check out my LinkedIn. You can check out, I think my website has pretty much my resume on there too, my story. Go check it out. Because this isn't about me, guys. As you can tell, I've been behind the scenes of all these big businesses, working with one-on-one clients, doing multi-millions within their own businesses, because I love being behind the scenes. I didn't ever want it to be about me. And in the coaching industry, it was like, oh, check me out. I do this, I do that. And I'm like, okay, that's great. And I've hired some of my coaches that way, my mentors for sure. But when I found out what they were really doing and the strategies that worked for them, some of them did work for me and some of them didn't. And that was okay. It was still a good investment. And I was like, I can do it my way. You can do it your way. It's your power, your freedom, your wealth, your health, your way. And now I'm doing it my way. And I don't need it to be about me, because it's never about me. It's always about the impact, and it's for all of us. And as I rise, you rise. As my mentors rise, I rise. Those people that I'm working with today, tomorrow, next month, next year, they're going to rise too. It's just how it works. So I'd love to see you in that masterclass. Let me know if you need links. And until then, I'll send you so much love, permission to be free. What does that feel like? What does that even mean to you? I hope that inspired you. I hope that sparked something within you. And until next time, I send you so much love.